So you've just had your gastric balloon inserted. Now what? Don't worry, we've got you covered. Let's cover some of the essential things you should know and do to ensure your success with the gastric balloon. Are you currently experiencing an uncomfortable bloating sensation or finding it difficult to keep anything down after your gastric balloon insertion? Or perhaps you're one of the fortunate ones who feel minimal discomfort. Whatever the case, don't panic. Initial reactions to the balloon can vary greatly, even if you've had one inserted in the past. For the first few days, your primary goal is to allow your stomach to settle. To achieve this, the first and foremost step is to take all the medication prescribed by your doctor or clinic. This may include medications to manage heartburn or pain. Even if you think you don't need them, these medications are crucial in helping your body adjust to the presence of the gastric balloon. It's not uncommon for some patients to prematurely stop taking the prescribed medications, assuming they can handle the discomfort on their own. However, this can lead to worsening issues. Eventually, when the discomfort becomes unbearable, they inform the clinic, only for the clinic to discover that the medications were discontinued since day one, due to feeling good initially. Unfortunately, by that time, it may be too late for the medications to take effect, and some patients may even require balloon removal due to persistent discomfort. To avoid such situations, it's vital to stick to your prescribed medication plan and communicate any concerns or changes in your condition to your healthcare provider immediately. During the initial phase, your diet will primarily consist of clear liquids. These fluids should resemble the consistency of water, free from any lumps or chunks, allowing you to effortlessly sip them through a straw. Imagine things like clear broth or pure water. Your goal should be to consume around 1.5 to 2 liters or around 6 to 8 cups of fluid each day. It's important to keep track of your liquid intake during this period to prevent dehydration. Some good examples are water or sugar-free sports drinks, clear broth-based soups like chicken or vegetable broth, unsweetened vegetable or fruit juice, low-fat milk, lactose-free milk, or unsweetened plant-based milk, ice chips, or sugar-free ice pops. During this phase, your liquid intake might be restricted to just a mere teaspoon at a time. Instead of following a traditional meal schedule, you'll need to continuously sip on liquids throughout the day. Experiment with the temperature of your beverages, as some individuals find more comfort in either cold or warm liquids. You might also discover that altering your position, such as standing up straight or walking while sipping on liquids, can help keep it down. It's worth noting that certain liquids may not be as easily tolerated as others, so be mindful of those choices. Some examples of liquids to avoid are carbonated drinks like soda or sparkling water, as they can cause bloating and discomfort. Alcoholic beverages like beer, wine, and spirits, which can irritate the stomach lining and cause dehydration. Drinks with caffeine such as coffee, tea, and energy drinks, which can also irritate the stomach lining. Thick and creamy drinks like milkshakes and smoothies, which can be difficult to digest and cause discomfort. From now on, you'll need to adopt a slow and deliberate approach to eating and drinking, especially with the presence of the balloon in your stomach. The balloon prevents you from being able to eat too fast or too much, as doing so could result in discomfort and vomiting. Additionally, due to the lack of fiber in your diet, you may experience some temporary constipation or a halt in bowel movements. Once the initial days have passed, you can attempt to progress to the next phase. However, if you find it challenging, don't worry. Returning to a liquid-only diet for a few more days is a viable option. Some patients even continue with the liquid phase for over a week if necessary. The most important thing to keep in mind if you do this is to ensure you consume enough liquids to avoid dehydration. Watch out for signs of dehydration like lightheadedness and fatigue, dark yellow urine, or the absence of urine. However, even if you get enough liquid, you may start experiencing strong hunger cramps if you don't transition to the next step soon enough. These hunger cramps can sometimes be mistaken for the balloon causing problems. So if you're getting stomach cramps but able to keep liquid down, it may not be the balloon causing the cramping, and you may want to try transitioning to the next step. You're now ready to start pureed foods. But remember, we're still keeping things smooth and chunk-free. Imagine things like smoothies. When selecting your pureed meals, aim for options that contain protein and fiber. Look for foods that are easy to mash and digest. Some good examples are smoothies with blended fruit, milk, or vegetables, pureed soups such as tomato soup or butternut squash soup, applesauce or other pureed fruits, pureed vegetables such as carrots, green beans, or cauliflower, hummus or other blended bean dips, dip only, no chips. If your stomach is still uncomfortable with digesting thicker textures, you can try to thin it out by adding some extra liquid. Again, you may find yourself only able to tolerate a teaspoon of food at a time, so it's important to spread out your eating sessions throughout the day. Don't forget to keep a close eye on your liquid intake and continue to consume a minimum of 1.5 liters or 6 to 8 cups of fluid each day. As this stage progresses, you'll notice improvements in your bowel movements and a reduction in constipation. Additionally, those persistent hunger pangs should start to subside. Reaching the end of this phase is a promising sign that your body is working well with your balloon. As you enter your second week, it's time to explore the realm of soft foods. You no longer need to worry if you encounter a few soft lumps in your food, as long as they can be easily mashed. Imagine the kind of food you'd feed a baby. When selecting your soft food options, prioritize those that boast higher protein and fiber content, while keeping the carbohydrate levels on the lower side. Like mom says, remember to eat slowly and chew your food thoroughly, or you might puke. Some good examples of soft food are mashed sweet potatoes, cottage cheese or ricotta cheese, lentil or split pea soup, soft cooked eggs or soft tofu, steamed whole vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli, or squash, oatmeal or porridge, soft and well-cooked grains like rice, quinoa, or couscous. You may be feeling comfortable with the balloon at this stage, and some individuals are tempted to prolong this phase unnecessarily. However, it's crucial to progress to the final stage to ensure your weight loss continues and to maximize the benefits of your gastric balloon. The strength of the gastric balloon lies in its ability to curb your intake of solid foods. Therefore, if your diet is predominantly consisting of soft or semi-soft foods, the effectiveness of the balloon may be compromised. Once your stomach is ready to handle regular foods, the goal is to transition it to the final phase and maintain it. However, if you happen to experience vomiting, it may be necessary to temporarily revert back to soft foods, allowing your stomach the time it needs to recover. Remember, embracing the final stage is essential to keeping your weight loss journey on track and fully leverage the potential of the gastric balloon. Once you're ready for solid foods, you can now consume most types of food. But hold on, this doesn't mean you can eat whatever you want. The efficacy of your gastric balloon hinges heavily on your commitment to transforming your lifestyle, starting with adopting a wholesome eating regimen. Here are some dietary recommendations while on your gastric balloon. Focus on solid foods. Soft foods or high-calorie liquids like juice do not work well with your gastric balloon to make you feel full, since they do not significantly add bulk to your stomach. Focus on lean protein. Things like skinless chicken or turkey breast, fish, lean ground beef, beans, and legumes are all good examples of solid protein sources to have. Have plenty of dietary fiber. Things like leafy greens, carrots, broccoli, nuts, seeds, and whole wheat are all good sources of fiber. Avoid sugary and carb-heavy foods. These type of foods are high in calories and low in nutrients. They also tend to dissolve into a liquid in the stomach and work poorly with your balloon to keep you full. Stay hydrated. Don't forget to drink enough liquid. Your food intake may be less than normal, but you should keep your liquid intake at near regular levels. Certain solid foods can be more troublesome at first compared to others. Take for instance, tough and fibrous foods such as leafy vegetables like kale and lettuce, or hard fruits with their skin and seeds. Reintroducing these foods into your diet may initially lead to some discomfort. However, it's important to understand that this is a normal occurrence and doesn't mean you should eliminate them entirely. Instead, you may consider introducing them a bit later on after you've tried incorporating other solid foods into your routine. Make sure you continue to chew thoroughly and eat slowly. You may find that having 5 to 6 smaller meals is easier than trying to have 2 to 3 larger meals per day. While you'll definitely notice a reduction in portion sizes compared to before, you'll still need to implement a well thought out dietary plan to continue shedding pounds effectively with the assistance of the gastric balloon. For more information, I have a video talking about choosing good dietary plans for weight loss, and I'll link it down below in the description. Let me end this with some additional things you should know. Firstly, the first week or two after the procedure are the most important for achieving success with the balloon. During this critical period, it's vital to maintain constant communication with your clinic or support team. By staying in touch, you can address any concerns promptly and prevent minor issues from escalating into major problems. Secondly, the recommended time frames for introducing these foods are merely general guidelines. There's no need to panic if you don't precisely adhere to the specified number of days. What truly matters is listening closely to your body and heeding the advice provided to you by your healthcare team. Thirdly, having a gastric balloon does not grant you the freedom to indulge in unrestricted eating or lifestyle choices while still expecting weight loss. The balloon is merely a tool that works with a proper weight loss diet and healthy lifestyle. Only by incorporating these factors can you maximize the balloon's benefits. Fourthly, if you find your stomach getting used to the balloon too quickly, some individuals find that supplementing a soluble fiber like glucosamine with the balloon can help to bulk out the stomach and improve satiety. Fifthly, some individuals find that combining weight loss therapies with a gastric balloon yields better results. Using things such as vitamin injection therapy or weight loss medications like Ozempic alongside the balloon can enhance its effectiveness. If you believe that these additional measures might be beneficial, don't be afraid to discuss them with your doctor. Finally, while these suggestions serve as general guidelines, it's crucial that you closely adhere to the specific instructions provided by your clinic or doctor. Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Young. Hopefully this information was useful for you. Feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell if it helps you, and share with someone who could use the info. We also have more information about gastric balloons in the description below, so feel free to check that out too.